There's only one constant here. What I'm teaching you, because what I'm teaching you is the market. It is the actual market. It is the source code. As close as I can take you to it, this is it. This is visually what it is. This is Visual Basic if you want to be a computer programmer. You won't get that unless you're a programmer. So anyway, sell side here, it aims for that. And then small little consolidation in here. What's it doing? It's affording traders to do what? The people that know that's going to trade for this level here and below here, it allows them to go short. But it's denying what? Harmonic traders, ratio traders, imbalance traders, support turn resistance traders can't get on board. Lower again. Attacking that sell side. Why? Because they don't want the individuals that are long to pull their orders and get out of their long position, because that means their stop disappears. So the algorithm is re-delivering to that price level. It's coded to do this. This is script. It's a macro. It's something, it's a short list of orders and directives for the price engine to say, okay, I'm going to quickly reprice lower. Quickly. I'm going to keep offering price lower, lower, lower. It doesn't matter how many people are buying it. It doesn't matter how many contracts are being traded to go long. It doesn't matter. That does not matter, folks. And I know I could be out here every single day for the rest of my life, and there's still going to be people out here arguing. And to me, that's fascinating to me. The level of denial is unbelievable. Find somebody that can do it like this. Explain it to you beforehand using buying and selling pressure, because you're not going to find that. You can't find anybody with market profile and VWAP. They're not going to explain every fluctuation like this, and they're sure as hell ain't going to get position entries like this. They're not going to do it. Not consistently. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So at some point, you're at this junction where you place your faith in the fact that there's consistency, there's logic being shown, and it's transferable knowledge. You don't have to subscribe to the algorithm. You don't have to subscribe to the men in black. You don't have to believe any of that stuff. Okay, you don't have to believe any of that. But what is price telling you? Because that's really what matters. The time of day and the open, high, low, and close. If you understand that and the basis of inefficiency and liquidity, you don't need anything else. You don't need anything else. You don't need any kind of overlaid indicators, none of that stuff. You'll be able to see everything as it really is. All right, so that completes that day here. And I mentioned, like I said, I could have very easily just closed the trade right here because it's hitting consequent encroachment. And it would have been just a little bit above it for my limit order to trade there. If all I wanted to do was get the low of yesterday. Look where I'm at, folks. Look where I'm trading at. Like, it's real hard to do that with a market order while watching price action. I didn't limit in, I was marketing in it. Watch the recordings. I'm proving to you, because I could have done limit orders and did better entries. But I had to do these hot buttons over here because I'm constantly proving that it's not market replay. Because I love shitting on all these people that come in my comment section. And I'm sure on social media, other places, they're probably talking all kinds of smack. But I just killed them today. I literally just killed them. Made $100,000 in 4 days, bro. Poppy ICT. Yeah, well, that's good. Everybody likes to take the long way around. But this is the low of the day. I could very easily sold short here and bought that, and that's the high and low of the day. What discipline out there is going to teach you that? Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. So I'm going to ride this out. And all this consolidation here, I wanted to add in pyramid here. But I wanted to prove that my stop loss payment was like grandmaster level. Like, there is nobody out there going to have the logic that I'm able to teach you and use. Like, I'm using it. I'm not just form fitting it to things. I'm literally teaching the logic and then implementing it. That's what mentoring is. Mentoring is being able to find the concept that is easily transferable, provide the logic. It may be hard to see and understand in the beginning, but then see examples of this supposed teacher or mentor utilizing it in a manner that is undeniable. And when I talk about things in the higher time frame charts, I tell you, this is where the market's likely to go, and I wanted to see it trade down to that fair value gap on the daily chart. And then it happens today. They're moments of astonishment that you need as a student, whether you're learning from me or anybody else. Because if you're not getting a steady diet of that wow factor, you're probably listening to someone that's a fraud. You're probably learning something that isn't going to work for you. You're probably not going to be successful at whatever you're wasting your time with. But when you see it being utilized and you have all these other people around the world that are using the same stuff and they're getting profits with it, and they're attributing it to what you're learning right now. And they're learning right now too. They're excited. They got notes going in their journals just as fast as you are. Heads swirling around, new questions being answered, all kinds of things opening up with new logic and new models they've never imagined before. And this is still nothing. This is nothing. This is nothing. Anyway, and then we had the previous New Day opening gaps in here. I told you about that. And look what they did here. Look at this. This is what I really got excited about last night. You watch it on the recording where they wicked up in the last hour yesterday. Look at this. Right at the last portion of the daily range. Boom. Why would they want to do that? Why on earth would the market want to do that? Trailed stop losses here. Inefficiency, balanced price range, bang. That unseats trailed stop losses. They won't get the VIP treatment that ICT got. They won't be able to see the promised land. They can get to the Jordan River, but they cannot cross. They get buried on the mountain. This, hanging around what? This is the high of that daily fair value gap. And what is it doing? It's just marking time. And it drips down and then gives you what? The buyers an opportunity to do what? Place what? Stops. What kind of stops? Sell stops. So this is engineering liquidity. It didn't go down to where I said it was going to go yet. It's building liquidity. They want to build liquidity around that level. What does the market do? Rallies up. Consolidates. It's hanging around the upper quadrant of that daily fair value gap using old New Day opening gaps, building fake bull flags. Oh, it's going to go higher. No, it ain't. Bang. And then watch. When we're getting close to this low here, the algorithm knows it needs to do it quick. Or you'll do what if you're long? You're going to pull your order and you're going to collapse your trade. They have to have the liquidity there. So the market does this quick drive down. Boom. And there's my exit rate at the low of the fair value gap in the daily chart. Tell me. Talk to me, okay? Talk to me. You tell me who's proven that. Who's proven it? Who's bringing the evidence that can stand up in court? Because I could do this in front of any court, in front of anybody. I can do it on CNBC if they'll let me. You want to see me trade live? I'll do it right in front of Kramer. I'll go on Kramer and say, watch this. You imagine? I'll be out there, oh man, Kramer, you don't want me on there. You don't want me on there because I'd be like, look, this guy is the alpha fading indicator. Like whatever he says, give it a little bit of time and it's going to go the other direction. And I don't mean that to be mean, but that's just the facts. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But I would have literally given my left leg when I was 20 years old. If somebody like myself right here is proving this stuff conceptually, executing with it. Okay, now here's the challenge for the soy boys in the comment section. And I it may sound to you like I got like hundreds of them or even 20 of them. I don't. I have usually one or two. And you think, oh, you spend too much time in here. I love them. That's what makes this fun for me. Like I have to have some kind of antagonistic argument. One guy out there took it to an extreme to try to make a brand out of it. Okay, and I think it hurt him. But just the back and forth, the banter, the shop talk, I love that. Like I love that. And it's fun to be able to do it with other people and they don't take it personal. But for the soy boys in my comment section that I love ribbing, and I know some of them probably still love me, and it's like they know who I'm talking to when I say it, Lucas. But the idea of using multiple screens, okay? Here's your challenge. You might have multiple computers, okay, and screens or whatever, okay? TradingView is welcome to come out and verify that what this was done was only with one account. You can't have multiple accounts on TradingView. You have the account. That's it, as far as I'm aware of, okay, unless it's something that I don't know. But I want all of the folks that hold the opinion that this was done with multiple computers, multiple screens. Here's what your challenge is, okay? You have to frame the trade with all the annotations like I have, every key level, and you have to be able to use the logic that I've taught. And you got to get at the high of the day. And then you got to get out at the low over here. Use that logic. I promise you, no one's going to come forward with doing that. They'll do it in market replay, but they will not do it with live price action. They won't do it in a demo. They won't be able to do it with their live account. They won't be able to do it, period. End of story. It's done. So I have a lot of fun with those types of things. And honestly, you should be thankful that these people do this because it inspires me to do these lectures like this. It doesn't inspire me when I got people constantly telling, I love you, ICT. When I go to other people's chat rooms, oh, I love you, ICT. Oh, man, I'm out of there. As soon as I see that, I'm done. I'm going. I'm not like that. I don't want that. I like the guys that want to give me a ribbing. Like, bro, like, show this and show that. You can't do that. As soon as they give me something I can't do, I do it. It's simple. It's almost like a magic show, okay? Can you show me a card trick? Sure, I'll show you a card trick. I could show you card tricks all day long. I had live stream card tricks for hours and hours and hours and never ran out of them. I like that. I love that engagement. I love that, that playfulness, like, yeah, but it ain't so-and-so. And then, okay, boom. And it's just like, oh, shit. They never come back with a response after that, which is my perfect response. They're like, nothing. They can't say nothing. So when I talk about this stuff, some of you try to defend me and mother me or father me by saying you spend too much time. You should be thankful that they do this because that's the dichotomy here. That's the thing that gets my juices going. Like it makes me want to do more of this. That's like, you have no idea. That's when I'm driving around, I want somebody to give me road rage. I want them to get out of their car. Please get out of your car. Please get out of your car. Because I'm looking for that. I'm looking for an outlet. I'm looking for that. Think about what I was telling you about the 2008. I was looking for something. I wanted stimulation. I was already wealthy. I was already aware of, where I was in the world. I'm happy. But now what do I want to do? I need to do something dangerous. And men are just typically, they're the creatures that do it. Women don't generally do that stuff. So in this education platform, I like when people say, I don't believe you, and they want to say something. If they took the time to send me something in the comment section, that means that I have them emotionally hooked. And that means they have committed, they placed the bet. That's what they've done. They've taken the time to type that out. And then I'm going to honor their time by answering their bullshit and answer it in a way where it leaves them speechless. And if they have a hero, or if they're the hero in a sock puppet account that's offended because I'm doing something they are never going to be able to live up to, dude, you don't have to say that you learned from me. But if this helps you become a better trader, and if you want to sell services and signals and stuff, at least you know how to do it for real now. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm having fun doing something. I don't mean anything mean-spirited to anybody. I don't wish any ill on anybody else. I don't have that mentality. Like, I don't have that. But I do like to have fun, and I can take a good ribbing. When people have something that's said about me funny, they make skits about me or whatever, I laugh my ass off about some of that stuff. It's funny stuff. I'm not hurt. I'm not ashamed and hiding my face. I'm not here live streaming. And do you see anything slowing down? No, because I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm comfortable with who I am and what I'm able to do. And as a mentor, you want to have that mentality because you're going to have students that are going to challenge you. If you don't do this, then you're a fraud. If you don't do this, I don't believe you. You didn't do this because you didn't do it this way. You're always going to have these new challenges. And you get to pick and choose what you want to answer. You have to have the comfort knowing that people are going to come at you. Like, I'm the hottest thing right now in trading. Just go out there and look at it. It's just like that. It doesn't mean that I'm right for everybody. It doesn't mean I'm the perfect mentor. But I have to have fun doing this or I'm not going to do it. And this is my way of being fun. Like I have fun with it. And I don't get my feelings hurt when people doubt me or if they say something that may be viewed that other people that are supporting me, they want to go to war about that. I don't think like that. I think it's fun. Like it's fun. When other YouTubers and live streamers, they talk smack about me, they say something funny, I laugh about that. Unless it's something personal about my family or something like that, you know, I have a sense of humor. And some of you out there feel like you have to be my bodyguard. You don't have to be my bodyguard. Like I'm not insecure. Most of you have insecurities that are really unhealthy for a student. And that's what gives what we have here as a community a very strong cult-like persona. And to kind of like take away the sting of that persona, I just grabbed it and said, okay, yeah, we're the cult of winning. Because nobody else's community is going to be like we are. We're dialed in on precision. We're looking for consistency. We have levels of precision that it's alien to anyone else. It's literally ridiculous to be able to say, oh, this is ICT trades like this guy or that guy, or ICT trades like me. There ain't nobody that trades like me. I'd like for you to show me who they are if they exist. But here's the 9 o'clock run up. All this spending time above that daily fair value gap, above all this buy side here, and then they ripped it lower. And this is that lower wick that I highlighted on the daily chart. Let's go back out to, actually, I want to take a look at this. I didn't see ES. I haven't looked at it. I want to see ES real quick. Yeah, it made a higher high there. Look at this. This is ugly, isn't it? This is, when I talk about certain things, and I'll use adjectives that may seem a little weird. This delivery in ES, because I get a lot of questions, why are you in NASDAQ and not ES? Because NASDAQ is a little bit more wild, and because it's more wild, it has a lot more likelihood that inefficiencies will be formed in it that won't be sometimes as clear in the E-mini S&P. So look at the difference between how this price action is here. This is like fuzzy, okay? It's like back and forth. Yeah, there's inefficiencies in here. You can see them, okay? But NASDAQ is a whole lot cleaner. And you can use the NASDAQ and still trade ES. Like you can look at the inefficiencies in NASDAQ when we're moving lower and say, okay, well, what is ES doing? And if ES is starting to retrace higher at the same time that the NASDAQ's trading up into a fair value gap and it's respecting its lower half of its inefficiency, you're not going to have mark-to-market perfect, the candles stop at the same time on ES to do a little stop on NASDAQ. If you're holding it to that degree of precision, it's going to frustrate you. But you can read price action in NASDAQ and get a good feel for what S&P is going to do. But if you look at what we have in NASDAQ, look at this area here. See how price is delivering all this in here? Contrast that with what you have in the NASDAQ. See how easy, and your eye jumps right to the inefficiencies? Here, here, and here. That is a stark contrast to what the delivery mechanism was in ES. So it's a little bit more fuzzy, a little bit more, it's like a muddying of the waters. It's still going to go where we think it's going to go, but it's not going to be as pristine and clear, like you can see clearly with the NASDAQ. The inefficiencies go right into it and then breaks aggressively. So anyway, I think that's it for today. I had fun today. I'm really hungry. I enjoyed murdering the hearts and minds of everybody that likes to troll me. I made $100,000 in 4 days, bro. Poppy ICT. Huh? I did it in less than 1 day. One trade, one entry, full pull, one stop loss movement, and that was it. And I could have done way more than that. Like I could have built this up wildly, doing everything I've done in the past by pyramiding and keeping it going. My question to you is, do you see value in this? In the final moments here together today, live, I want you to think about it. Think about the chances of you having someone that's doing what I'm doing for you right now. I'm doing all this for free. I'm doing this with my own personal time. I always overstay unless my wife says, it has to absolutely end and we got to do something. I'm always over delivering because I enjoy it. My passion is teaching this because I know what it's done for me. I know what it'll do for you if you're earnestly trying to learn how to do this. The markets are absolutely not random. They're not random. They're not hiding things from you. If you're learning from me, they're never going to be able to hide it from you. Everything is in that chart, but they've done a clever game of constantly pumping out misinformation with indicators and other schools of thought. And the problem is, with good, reasonable money management, it's easy to trick yourself into thinking that that's what makes the market go up and down. Your harmonic patterns, your ratio this, your animal patterns, your Wyckoff, your moving average crossovers, your supply and demand zones. Come on. Everybody has something, right? What works in this industry all the time is sound money management. That wins every time. You can make money flipping a quarter. Heads you buy, tails you sell. Use a reasonable stop loss. Don't overtrade. At the end of the year, you can be profitable. Does that mean that you should sell your course on how to flip the quarter the right way? No. But that's the gimmick, and that's the fraud that's in this industry, because they know that you're chomping at the bit to learn how to make money. And you all think that this is easy, fast money. The only way that occurs is if you're selling an education. I can make millions instantly overnight. All I got to do is put a price tag on this. And you should feel comforted that that's not going to happen. There's no hook here. There's no upsell. There's no nothing. I'm delivering more than anybody ever has and ever will. I'm not going to teach everything that makes me who I am, but what I'm teaching is going to take years for people to catch up to that. Everything I've at this moment taught and made public, it's going to take years for people to get good and proficient with it. And when I start seeing that, I'll come out and teach some more stuff. I won't run out of anything. Okay, I have lots of toys and techniques and tactics. And they're all better than what you've seen so far. Like this is nothing. This is like elementary school stuff. It's very, very, very simplistic things. There's the lowest order of technical science that I have. And it has to be taught this way because more higher tier stuff, it requires a whole lot more things that I honestly don't have at my age right now, the patience or energy to teach it. It would take a great deal of effort. And to answer the ones they're asking, is my book's going to have all that stuff? No. It will have new PD arrays. It'll have new things that amplify what has already been taught here. So that way you have a full panoramic view. But you don't need to buy my books, okay? And I know the people that are partnering with me, they don't like me saying that. And I don't care because I'm not trying to sell books for money. I'm only writing the book to have an ISBN number and a copyright that says, this was my work. This was my work in print for the first time. Other people will be able to talk about how these things existed, and the ones that have class and character, they have given me credit in their books, which is fine. Even though they taught it wrong, it's fine. But it's helped stimulate this whole frenzy around me and my concepts, smart money concepts, ICT this, ICT that. And because it garners attention, you have people that want to make videos about me. You want to do exposés or expose the fact that I just did what I just did here today. Expose that. You ain't going to touch that subject matter. You ain't going to touch that. You're going to take something out of context. You're going to make up lies. You're going to listen to somebody else's bullshit. And then you're going to try to get viewership on your channel or clicks on your Twitter account because you need money. And that's fine. I'm doing that. I'm doing you a better service. I'm teaching you how to actually learn how to make it in the market on your own steam. And I don't even care if you ever tell me thank you for it. I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here because I want to lay it down for my son. That way he can see it. He can see these setups in enough time working with it. Come on. Your funded account challenges. They offer you and they afford you what? 15 contracts. I didn't even use 15 contracts. And I didn't break a rule that would have been utilized against you if you were using a particular funded account company. You can't add to a losing position. My position is I'm not pyramiding into a losing trade. Study that. Trust me. Those guys, as much as they would love to be able to copy what I'm doing, they don't want you all learning how to do this because you're going to break them. And that's not my motivation. Earlier when I was having fun about that, don't be sending me some hate mail. Okay? I don't want to hear about it. You got your own little thing. I'm providing you a whole list of new clientele that's going to come in here. And if they listen to me, they'll make money. But the ones that are keyed up like I am, they may take it as a challenge to go take you to the poorhouse. I mean, it only takes one good trader. Think about it. One good trader that has an Ocean's 11 itch. Or you ever seen that movie 21 with Kevin Spacey? And he taught everybody how to count cards. And they went to the casino and they were beating them. It only takes one person to be able to be really, really good at this. And they get their little Ocean's 11 or they get their little click up. And they said, we're going to take down these funded account companies. So you need to stop screwing your clientele. Because if you keep doing that kind of stuff, there's more of us than there are of you. And you're making lots of money. Lots and lots of money. But the doors are open for people like me and who I'm teaching. And they can come in and crush you. Crush you. Because they can make a point to say, look, we're going to army up. And there's going to be a large number of people that are going to follow this same account. You're done for. And it's not like it's going to affect the market because you're not even in a real market. You're in demo. So they're not going to seek and hunt stops. Because if there was a large body of traders coming in like that type of liquidity, they're going to move on that. But because you're all demo, it's an easy way to smash all of you. And that's the number one reason why I would never go out there in that setting, because word travels fast. If I say anything in my private mentorship, it's already on Instagram. It's already in all the other stuff because there's leakers there. They want to be the person that's leaking something exclusive. And that's why I don't do most things anymore. At that group, I converse with them. We talk about things. But I'm doing more on a YouTube channel publicly now because of that very reason. So if I went into a setting like I'm going to trade with Top Step, or I don't even know all the other companies anymore, but that's the one I know of because two of my sons went through their thing. But and that's not an endorsement for Top Step, by the way. But if I was to open up an account with them and start trading with it, you think they're going to keep that quiet? Hell no. Hell no. Seeing what I'm doing, Michael Patak would absolutely be copying every fucking thing I'm doing. And there ain't no shame in the game. I would do it too. If I was him, I'd be like, man, whatever this guy's doing, I want to copy that. And what happens when the other people behind the scenes in the back room that work those companies, they know I'm in there, and they just say, well, I can just put a little trade copier here. Come on, I would do it. I would do that. I'm not going to lie about it. I would absolutely do that. If this guy was making it available so I could see what he's doing every single time, you all know you'd be doing it too. Come on. But what happens when individuals out there that learn how to trade really well, maybe not with this stuff, maybe they do trade with other stuff and they're profitable and they're wildly profitable. And they have a bunch of people with them with the extended goal over time to knock you guys out of business. Think about that. So you have to really handle yourself differently. And when people earn their money, don't screw them. Don't screw them out of that stuff. Oh, well, you broke this rule, you didn't do that. Now it's supposedly one company saying you got to record yourself trading. Well, my students, if they know how to trade, they probably would love doing that. They probably want to see if they're trading what I'm showing in my charts. If you're trading like that ICT guy, we got to get this guy out of here. Deny all payouts. That's some funny stuff. I mean, it's not funny for the people that should have been paid out because they've earned the money, but it's crazy. I'm sure they're probably thinking, man, this guy's teaching everybody how to do this stuff. Yep. Boys in Chicago are paying attention to it. Trust me on that. Tell me I can't, and I'll make more of me. So that's going to be it for today. I'm going to grab something to eat, enjoy the weekend, and relax. I hope you all had some fun today. I hope you learned something. I certainly had a great time with you all. I hope you watched the video I shared yesterday. It's sped up. If you watch it at 0.25 speed, you don't want to hear me sound like I'm drunk. I've never been drunk in my life, but at 0.25, I'm going to sound like I'm drunk. But watch everything I'm annotating in the chart, and then compare and contrast what I showed you here, how we worked from higher time frame using the PD arrays and the price delivery continuum theory where everything on the higher time frame has to be confirmed with that lower time frame. Contrast that with what you hear in retail. The higher time frames have to confirm the lower time frame. No, because everything is algorithmic. Prices are going to be reacting to, in the way I'm teaching you, with the lower time frames, because it's high frequency in nature. Algorithmic trading is not slow, snail's pace trading on weekly, monthly, and daily charts and 4 hour. That's not what that is. Not that there isn't algorithms keying off of those time frames. There are, but algorithmic delivery of price, that the engine itself is causing the fluctuations higher and lower, where the price is going to go, whether there's buyers or sellers at any degree of significance, more or other than any other day. These things are predetermined. And I'm telling you, I know some people just don't like to hear it, but if it was anything but what I'm telling you, I would tell you. But if it isn't what I'm telling you, and I'm able to do this, what other school of thought am I employing? What is it? Because you're not going to find that. It's not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen. But you're welcome. You're welcome to go out there and waste your time doing it. Some people have tried, and they became students. And I wish you all the best with it. I want you to do well. I certainly want my son to come out here and do a better job of being ICT 2.0 or 5.0 now than I was. I want him to do it correctly, not have the self-centered, all about me that I had when I was 20. I wish I had this mentality when I was 20. I would have been a huge name in the industry way before I am right now. And I'm not really that big of a deal, so don't think I'm trying to make myself bigger than I am. But when it comes to trading, everybody knows what SMC is. Everybody knows what an ICT is, and they're polarized. Either, yeah, I know he's a crackpot, or yeah, wow, that guy's something else. It's crazy, and that's what it is. And I like being polarizing because that means I'm constantly going to have a fresh perspective put against me. And then over time, those individuals that listen to that bullshit, they'll come here and they'll see what I'm able to do and what my students are learning, and they're doing in their own hands. And there ain't no better testimony than you finding what you're looking for and never understanding what it was you were seeking until you see it for the first time. And you're like, wow, you're telling me that I can get short at the high of the day? And all I'm trying to get is 10 handles? And what happens if I just hold it? Right. What happens if you hold it for the entire daily range? What happens if you carry it over to the following day and you reach for targets that I'm teaching you the algorithm's going to reprice to anyway? You just got to submit to the time holding on to them. Everything changes, folks, and you won't be able to sleep. You'll have so much energy and excitement. It's not fear. You'll have so much excitement. Like, you will be buzzing. You won't be able to stand it waiting to get through work because you want to go home and get into the charts and dig through it and study more. That's how you know you're progressing. If it's hard for you to get into the charts, if you're finding it daunting and you're listening to me and it's like, oh, this guy, I don't even want to go through this anymore. Just stop. Save yourself all the trouble and just stop, because you're not equipped, ready, and wanting to do it right now. You may want to do it later on. But if you have to force yourself to do this and learn from me, then that's the surest sign that you're not ready. That's all. That's all it means. And go do something else. Try to learn something from somebody else. There's a lot of other YouTubers out there that are live streaming and actually doing their trades in front of you. Go learn from them. Go try to do what they're doing and see what it does for you. It might work for you. It might fix it for you. But if it doesn't, come back with that perspective. And I promise you, you will find what you're looking for, because you're going to see something totally different than everybody else's stuff. Even my YouTube channel students, like Taja, well, that's the only one I want to promote right now, because there's other ones that are coming up, and I don't want to put a spotlight on them because they're just not quite ready for all the fanfare. Because I put my finger on Tanya's live stream. She has a lot of trolls in there now, and I know they're trolling me because they know I'm watching, and that's fine. They're broke. But the point is I'm not trying to create a drama fest for any of my students, and they're welcome to create that on their own. But even they that are profitable, they're not trading like I trade. You didn't see any one of my students do what I just did yesterday into today. And for the folks that are telling me you took the same trade, show me. Telling me in words. I know what you think. You think by saying, yeah, I took the same trade. And same entry and exit ICT. I want to see that. I want to see that. I had 4 people tell me that in the comment section. And they're not subscribed. They're just somebody that just watched the video and they just left a comment. I'm telling you that you're lying. And you're lying and you're doing the same thing that people do, as I mentioned here in other lectures, where if you do something in a demo account and it's not even linked to anything and it pans out and you want to show everybody your MT4, your MT5, or your demo account results on TradingView or whatever it is that you're trading with, you want that response from the social media to make you feel good because what you just did should have already been enough. Like if you know what you're doing and the trade goes just like you want it to do, whether you're tape reading it with no demo account or a demo, or you're trading with real money or a prop firm, the fact that you're following your rules and it's delivering as you expect, that should get you ecstatic, that you're progressing, that you're going through the motions, that you're properly learning. You're not going through this rut. You're not stagnant. And the purest sign that you're not equipped and you're not following the rules of going through the process of learning here or anywhere else is if you go on social media and you toss your hat out there and say, give me a tip, give me some money, give me an attention, some engagement, dopamine hit. Let me feel good for a moment because you can't find the comfort in the progress that you're making studying in the privacy of your own home, your own office, wherever it is you're doing it. Nobody needed to tell me I was doing it right when it started happening. Nobody needed to tell me, attaboy. I love the fact that I had all the ammunition to go against my family and friends that were talking about me when I was coming up and saying you're wasting your time. They all finished working their life and retired, or some of them are still working in retirement because they don't know how to make money. They weren't successful. But these are the same people that said, you ain't going to be able to do anything with that. And now my name's everywhere. I have people in other countries saying, we talk about you here, blah, blah, what? It's weird. It's weird, right? But I know it can work for you. I know it will. I absolutely know it will work for you. But the problem is you have to believe it will. And how you learn to believe it, go through the process I'm laying in front of you, just like I'm doing with Caleb. You start by just screenshotting, finding things in hindsight. And the more you do it, you start getting better at seeing it. And then you start applying new concepts as I reveal them in education, showing you examples of it. I'm not just talking about stuff that's after the fact. I'm doing it. I'm telling you what I think is going to happen in the week, and then I'm executing on that. Don't believe me? Go back and listen to every lecture and everything I outlined on Caleb's channel too. They were all before the fact. It's never hindsight. It's never after the fact. I'm just not going to put you in a trade that's going to make $100,000 so you can go online and pretend that you're smart and scam people and say, I'm going to teach you better than ICT because that's the new flavor right now. Okay, you can teach better than me. You can trade better than me. Do something better than I just did. Outline the week, what it's going to do, where it's going to trade to, and then you make $100,000 in one single trade, single pull. You do that. Show the executions, record the entire thing from beginning to end. Prove it's not a demo. Prove it's not this. Prove it's not that. Go all out, everything possible. And then you'll get a nod from me. I'll even point people to your channel if you want to be a live streamer about it. But I promise you, you will not be able to do that. In years from now, you will. My best students, they'll be able to pull that same trade off I just did. Absolutely. I'm confident that. I have taught enough. I just went through the process of doing it here. See, the problem is you're trying to do everything and you're not focusing on one concept. Where's the price going? And then you're just looking for anything to get involved in that. If you're bearish, you want to get in as high as you can. So what's the highest premium array? You got to go through their time frames to find it. But you're rushing. You want to be in these 1 minute or sub 1 minute charts, and you want to make big, big money on small, little, tiny fluctuations because you think, I don't want to be in the trade long enough. I want to get in and get out. But there's going to have to be a period of time where you hold on to the trade because you're not going to grow if you just go in there for taking 5 handles in ES and 10 to 15 handles in NASDAQ and be done. you will stagnate as a trader. And what that does is it's rewarding you doing not enough. You have to broaden your range of opportunity by holding on to trades longer. My comfortable time frame, okay, is working inside the weekly range. I don't want to hold anything over the weekend ever again. I just know that I don't have I'm 52 now. I think about things a little bit differently. My body responds to things differently now as an older man. And while I'm not a senior citizen, I do feel physical changes in my body. And I don't want to put things on me that is unnecessary. So I'm completely content with doing the types of things I'm doing here because I'm not absorbing or incurring or inviting over the weekend risk, which is in the climate we have around the world right now, astronomical. Like anything can pop off. Nuclear war, terrorism, biochemical, all that stuff. I mean, anything can pop off. And that will cause crazy town levels of volatility in the marketplace. And if it's not on the right side of my trade that I'm holding over the weekend, when we open up on Sunday, I could be in some serious financial distress. And I just don't want to incur that. So my appetite is working inside the weekly range. I know I have the market's going to trade except for 1 hour. It's broken between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. every evening. And I think if you have been paying attention, much like the comment section has proven to me, that it's 99.999% just a love fest in there, which is the reason why I don't like showing it. Because it looks like I'm encouraging worship, and I don't want you worshiping me. I don't want you. I see every one of your comments, even the ones say, I don't know if you probably see this comment, but I see all of them. I'm not going to reply to you, but many times it's a statement that you make or something like that. It'll inspire me to talk about something in the recording, as some of you probably already realized today. But I just want to give a shout out to the ladies in the community, because that part of our community is growing a lot. And to me, I find that very comforting, because this is a man's world in everybody else's eyes. But I've said this before, and one dude had to be the guy. Oh, you're simping. Dude, you're broke, and you gotta get your head out of your ass. We have to work harder at being better as a trader, as a man. Women don't have to do the things to compensate for size, performance. We're all like that as men. That's how we think. That's the economy between men. Who's stronger, who's bigger, who's longer, who's harder, who stays up longest, all that stuff. And who has more money? Who has the prettier wife? Who has the best chin line? Who has the prettier teeth? All these compare and contrast and competition. And in trading, women don't have that. Like, I watched a podcast, and it's not a podcast I'm a fan of, by the way, but because it was all women, I literally was like interested. I said, I want to see what they do. And watch how women engage with one another, and they're all traders. They did not one time unzip their pants and let it fall on the table and say, let's see who measures up. They conversed with one another. They didn't vilify one another. They didn't look like they were offended by the other person's perspective. They all felt like, wow, yeah, it's a sisterhood. And I think that the men in this industry should look at one another like a brother and encourage the next guy. It doesn't mean that you can't rib somebody when they need it or when you want to have fun with it, and they shouldn't have their feelings hurt and be like, oh, well, I'm going home, take my toys home. But men generally are the source of the toxicity in our industry, not just in online social media around trading, but even in the industry outside of social media. Like, I'm going to Traders Expo next year. Like, I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be floating through there. I'll probably go grow my beard out and dye my hair and probably get some fake tattoos all on myself, going incognito. But I want to see what it's like walking around all of you, a wolf among sheep. I want to see the bravado, and I hopefully will see some of the ladies that are in the industry, and I want to be able to capture that so I can tell you this was what I observed. But the men are the toxic side of this industry. The women aren't. And it's not surprising that my students that are doing the best, that make the most real money, not prop money, real money, $30,000 a week, real money. Hello. They're female. They're born with a vagina. What are they doing differently? It's how they think. They don't engage social media. They don't even have a social media presence except for being in contact with me. And that's not the secret sauce. It's the fact that they cut out all the bullshit. All the drama, it's out. They don't want drama in their household. They certainly don't want it in their finances. And they don't want it in their thinking about trades, because you have to guard your mind. And young men and older men, you need to start applying that stuff. That's not simping. That's common sense. And the data doesn't argue against it. It's supplying the proof that women are better traders. Doesn't mean that you can't find some reckless guy out there. I'm going to throw out everything and just go all in, full tilt. It's either going to work or it's not. And if it doesn't work, I don't care. But what if it does? I'm going to be a legend. No, you're not. You're a gambler. Proficiency and precision is what I just demonstrated. That, to me, is impressive. Making lots of money on one trade after having severe drawdown in the same day, that's not impressive. That's gambling. Having big windfall wins. Take out your top 2 or 3 windfalls. How are you making money now? So many people online are making a career over the one big thing they just did, or the one big payout they just did. There's a big buzz right now. One prop firm just did supposedly, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. But supposedly there's a big multi-million or almost $2 million payout. And to whoever that student is, or I shouldn't say student because I don't know who it is. Okay, I'm not trying to say it is. I don't know who it is. I heard somebody else talk about it. It was Trades by Matt. And I thought to myself, wow, if they're putting out payouts like that, that's why I was like, okay, well, let me just test the waters and see what's going on. Because if you're telling me that I could somehow, then look, man, that's easy. Like, that's easy. You're basically asking me to do a demo account and make millions of dollars. Yeah, I can do that. That's easy stuff. Of course I can. I can do that. I can create proxies and, hey, look, here's what we're going to do. You want to see your record payouts? It's closing time. We had to pay everything. I see Tiso partner now. Oh, shit. Oh, anyway, it's boring now. We got to get off here. I'm talking about things that aren't even that funny anymore. So it's funny to me, though. Wish you a very good weekend. Be safe. Study. Go back through that recording yesterday or today, from yesterday's trade into today. Slow speed. Take screenshots of that and then build that same thing that I'm being demonstrating in my charts. Map that on yours. And then log anything else you see in your own observations, okay? And then I think next week, I owe you a London session. So we'll probably do one Tuesday. This is scheduled at noon. Tuesday morning, which will be my local time, 1:45 a.m. Okay, so it's technically Tuesday's trading. For some of you in other parts of the world may look at things differently, but my time, 1:45 a.m. Tuesday. Okay, we'll meet on live stream on YouTube on this channel, and we'll talk about things over the London session. Okay, so Monday will be a regular, I guess, 9:30 or so, a couple minutes right before 9:30. I'll try to keep it to like 10:30 because I want to make sure I can get everything else I do in my personal life, and then have time to get everything set up for later that night for me. But it'll be 1:45 a.m. Eastern time next Tuesday, and we'll do a live stream until whenever I get tired of being on there. Okay, so until I talk to you then, Lord willing, be safe.